Hey everybody, I know y'all thought you were done with me, but I wanted to post one more video real quick just showing how to access the charm system. This is the most frequently asked question that I get at the beginning of any year when we use this. And so I wanted to clarify it. I've gone through this with the students several times, but I know particularly with 6th grade and some of my late day 7th grade classes right after lunch, sometimes when I start going through this, we tend to flip that little switch in our brain that says, I need a break and I'm going to tune out. So this is my way of helping you and giving you a resource so that you can access this anytime you have questions about any of this. Also for any of our new students who are coming in and have never used this program. So it's fairly easy to access. The way you go. Keep in mind this is my setup for its learning. It may look a little bit different for yours, but it should be somewhat similar. If you find resources, click on that and it will take you to all the resources that we have for the entire year. I'm using 6th grade right now, but literally the setup is exactly the same for all of my course classes. So we're going to go to where it says first weeks of school. When you click on that, the top two things that we have in this little bucket is our sign up instructions for charms, and our sign up instructions for Remind. These same instructions are echoed in the handbook as well. If you need more detailed instructions for any of this, they're right here in the course handbook. At the very last 2 pages, it gives you all the instructions you need to access these. We're going to go ahead and start with charms since that's the one that we need to. The Remind is very simple. It's 2 steps. I'll let you guys figure that out as needed. But this gives you a little bit more of an extensive checklist for what to do for accessing this program. It is a little bit more complicated, but don't freak out. It's not too hard. Okay, so we're going to go to where it says charmsoffice.com. I'm opening this in a new tab for right now. And it will take you directly to this wonderful website right here. This is a management website for bands, orchestras, choirs. Most music programs across the country use it, whether professional, collegiate, or elementary, middle, and high, that kind of thing. So we're going to go to where it says log in. Please log in under parents, students, and members. Y'all may be very helpful. Y'all may be helping me out as chaperones throughout the years, but as of now, I don't have any helpers. So we're going to be parents, students, and members. Now, parents, if you want to access this system, all you need to do is complete this first step. You don't have to go any past this. It's going to ask for a school code. Now, just in case you forget, the school code is right here in its learning. It can be copied and pasted. It is not case sensitive. It is Riverwatch MS Choir. Okay. Once we get to that screen over here, and type in the school code. Watch MS Choir. My computer's taking a hot minute right here. Gotta love technology, right? Riverwatch MS. Come on. Should have automatic. Alright. It will take you to this screen right here once it finally works. Thank you, Charms, for working. You'll notice a couple things you don't even have to just sign in for. Number one, there's a calendar right here. It takes you to the full calendar events for everything in the year. They are already plugged in. As soon as I find any other events, this is the first place that I go to for putting those in. And I try and be as detailed about this as possible. For example, if you go to the calendar, you'll see my computer not working again. We are still in August. We're going to go to where our first big event is, which is going to be over here Friday, October 5th. It says 5:30. That's when the high school director mentioned that they're going to go ahead and start serving the food and getting everything done. This will give you a full rundown of the concert, all of the things as needed, where we're rehearsing and warming up, when we move down to the field, when we give the national anthem, all of that information. It should be the same for every concert, including, say, for the next one, there's an area for volunteers. If you are interested in serving as a volunteer parent for one of these events, basically just monitoring the students in their seats, you can click right here and it will take you to where all of my volunteer opportunities are. You can select the event for which I need volunteers, and I will be setting up specific things for those volunteers that I need in specific details. So all you need to do is just click on one of those, and it lets me know that you're available to help. If you need to email me for whatever reason, my email is found literally everywhere. Remind, the school's website, It's Learning. It's also found right here. So if you're on the CHARM system and you need help with something, you can click right here and it will automatically email me with anything that you might ever possibly need involving CHARMs. Okay, files and handouts. There's not a whole lot right here. I did go ahead and add, this shows you some of the forms that we had from last year. I will be adding forms from this year. There are no files in this folder. I'm still learning how to use this thing a little bit myself, which is why we don't use it as much as we did last year. But there are permission slips for concerts, namely LGP and the cluster concert, Disney, all that kind of stuff, will be found in the handouts and files as a backup copy. They will also be found in It's Learning and on the school's website and literally everywhere else. But these are just some things to make your job easier. Here's what I need to have happen for anybody who plans on using this, which is all of our students for homework, and any parents who are interested in helping or are interested in receiving any contact information that comes out through here, like some of those longer emails that I may have. You're going to put in the password. The first time your students log in, if you've never logged in before, the password is going to be their student ID number, their lunch number. If for whatever reason, I know we have 2 students in the whole program that are like this, yours starts with a 9, you'll have to add a 0 before them. So let's say it's 98444, for example. You'd have to put in 098444 because it has to be a 6-digit password. Once you change the password, change it to something that you are going to remember. If you ever forget that password, I'm happy to reset it. I would prefer not having to reset literally 173 passwords. So try and make it something that you will remember pretty quickly. I recommend using the same thing students use for It's Learning because it's what you already use, you're already used to it. So enter the system. Now, as I said, this is made for band, orchestra, chorus, all of that kind of stuff. And once you get here, it shows a lot more things for the system. Now, we don't have to worry about the instrument insurance. You don't have to worry about absences. I don't take attendance through here. You don't have to worry about the multiple students feature. If you have multiple students using CHARMs, you can link these accounts as a parent, which is wonderful. Most of you probably won't be using this, but if you do, please make use of it however you need to. Once in the calendars here, the event list shows all of our events listed out in the year. If you're interested in volunteering, you can sign up to volunteer for any of those events well in advance. More emails, more handouts, same thing that you got at the very beginning. The point system, I use that mostly for drama. I may be implementing a point system here over the next couple years. I'm playing around with that idea for right now, so don't even worry about it. Forms collected. Now you can turn in your forms for permission slips here through this same thing. And I can tell you if you've done it, and if I have your permission slip. So if you ever kind of wondered, did so-and-so turn that in? You can actually check this system and it will show you that we've got that. The 3 things that you're going to need to know very well before I get to this one, because this is kind of complicated. Practice logs are found down here. They're very easy. This is how your students do their homework. Hopefully they come home, they have been practicing some of the songs that we've been singing in class. They probably would do that anyway, which is why this homework is so easy. But they have to log 15 minutes of practice per week. That is 15 minutes a day on Friday nights, which is most likely what will happen. Or it could be literally 2 minutes of practice, 2 minutes and like 12 seconds of practice each day. From Saturday to Friday. Friday is the closing window for a week, and then it resets Friday at midnight. What students need to do is let me know what they've practiced, putting the title in here. They don't have to worry about tempo. This is, again, mostly for band and orchestra, and how many minutes approximately that they practice for this. You can go over 15 minutes. Students can practice for 2-3 hours. I have some students last year that practiced 4 hours a week, based on private lessons that they were doing and based on just the general practice they do every week. That's fine, but it's a 15-minute minimum to maintain a good grade. Every now and then we will do a recording studio assignment. This one's going to be a little bit trickier because if you're like me, you're going to have to do something to enable the microphone. I'll show a separate video that shows how to do all this kind of stuff. It's a little bit more complicated, but you can record yourself singing something. There may be accompaniment tracks that go along with it that are fairly short, fairly simple, and they can sing along to. And then after that, they're going to submit their best take down here. That's how we do some of our quizzes and summative grades for the class. All right, final things. So I'm running low on time. This only gives me about 15 minutes. When you go to student info, please, for everybody who logs into the system, I need them to check their student info. I pulled as much as I can over the summer from Infinite Campus. I can tell you some of that information was input incorrectly because I have one student whose birthday is December 33rd, 2008. I'll let you do the math on that, but I guarantee it's incorrect. So check that I've spelled the names correct. You don't have to put address or any of that information. I'm not going to necessarily be mailing things out very often. I would like you to put a contact number so that if I need to, I have it for security records. If we're on a field trip and I need to contact you immediately, I don't have to bring this gigantic booklet of all the student phone numbers. I can pull up my phone and find the number immediately. Same thing with email. If I need to email you, a lot of the emails that are on Infinite Campus are also incorrect. So please try your best to put the correct email in here. And then t-shirt size and birthdays. Birthdays, just because we like to celebrate birthdays in class. I think it's important for our students. They enjoy it. And as far as t-shirt size, so that I can order the choir t-shirts within the next week or so, if y'all can input the t-shirt size as well. One last thing with this one that makes it so interesting, and also has uniform sizes right here, which we will be doing later on, is that there is a way, and I don't remember how to do this. Again, I'm still learning. Down here, that you can add adult contact information. If you are an adult and you want to make sure that I have every way to put you in the system and all that kind of stuff, you can put your information right here. A lot of parents like to log in and keep trags on this. It will also allow me to see if you're interested in helping out with any of these things volunteer-wise. We don't really do some of these very often, but there may be times that I say, hey, I really need help with an after-school rehearsal to prepare for Disney or LGPE, or we're putting on a play, a musical. We're not this year, but next year. I need help with choreography or costumes, or coming in and helping to organize something just for an hour or something really quick. It's a good way to let me know that you're at least available for these. I know there's a lot of parents who will reach out and say, hey, anything you need, let me know. This is how you can let me know. It's just the easiest way. I believe that covers everything for times. I know it's a lot. But like I said, this is the best way. Let's look at finances really quickly. The finances tabs are really good to see what kind of fees you've paid and what kind of fees you haven't paid. Every student will have the fixed payment, which is their choir dues right here. As soon as I receive that through cash check or My Payments Plus, I will go ahead and put that in here so that it shows that you have a zero balance. If you are looking to purchase your uniforms, that's an additional $35, but they are yours to keep from there. I'll buy them straight from the retailer. I actually give you a discount on it, so it's better for you to do that than to just rent it. But I can put that as an additional fixed payment. There will be ways that you can fundraise for money for Disney if you're interested in going to Disney, and this will keep all of your Disney ledgers there and ready to go. So it makes it easy for you to know how much you've paid in for some of these big events, so that you know, you don't have to ask yourself, well, did so-and-so get that payment in? I hope they did, and da-da-da-da. So it just makes it easier for you. It makes it easier for me as well. So But this is Charms. I hope this has been helpful and informative. If you have any questions, please reach out to me through Remind or send me an email through this program. I'm pretty quick to answer the Remind messages, but I answer the emails fairly quickly too. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.